Hey guys, and welcome to this video. In this video, we're going to talk about 22 foundation to F. The rest of the questions. Question 8. Mary has 200 flowers. Of these flowers, we have 37 are white, 25 are yellow, 42 are pink. The rest of the flowers are red. Question is, express the number of red flowers as a fraction of the total number of flowers. Give your fraction in its simplest form. As I said, some questions you have to simplify as much as possible, and some questions you don't have to simplify. Now, first, let's find the red flowers. We already know that all of them are 200, so it means we're going to add all of these and then subtract them from 200 to find the red flowers. So 37 plus 25 plus 52 equals, and then subtract them from the 200 flowers, okay? So let's do it here. 37 plus 25 plus 42 will equal to 104. 104. And then we're going to subtract it from 200. So 200 minus 104. And this will give me the number of red flowers. 200 minus 104. And it's 96. So the red flowers are 96. Now I'm going to make it as a fraction of the total number. So 96 over 200. This is the fraction of red flowers from the total number of flowers. Now, to simplify it, I can write it in the calculator and it will be simplified. Or I will start dividing by a number and until I can't divide anymore. For example, if maybe I'll divide by 4 or 8. Let's see if it's divisible by 8. Divide 8. This one will give me, yes, 12. So 96 divide 8 is 12. And then 200 divide 8 is 25. So the further or the simplest form is 12 over 25 because I can't divide anymore here. I can't divide anymore. So the final answer will be 12 over 25, and this is the fraction of the red flowers from the total number of flowers. Now let's move on to the next question. Question 9. 3 cups each contain 200 milliliters of water. 4 jugs each contain X milliliters of water. Emma pours all the water from the 3 cups and the 4 jugs into a container. So all of them will put in a container. The total amount of water that Emma pours into the container from the 3 cups and 4 jugs is 3.5 liters. Work out the value of X. First, we have different units. It means we have to make them the same. So let's work with milliliters. We already know that 1 liter equals 1000 milliliters. So I'm going to turn this into milliliters by multiplying by 1000. So 3.5 times 1000. And I will get the answer. So 3.5 times 1000 will give me 3500 milliliters. Now I know it's 3500 milliliters. Now, when we add these, the 200 and the X, so 200, we already know that 200 plus X will equal to 3500 milliliters. Now I need to know what's the X. So I'm gonna take, yes, I'm gonna take this to the other side. First, 200 milliliter, the 3 cups. Yes, we will pour all of this. The total is 3.5. Work out the value of X. X is only in this one. Okay. Yes. Now, okay. Now we know that 200 in each cup will equal 200 milliliters. Each cup has 200 milliliters, and we have 3 cups. It means this one will be multiplied by 3. Now we're gonna fix this. So this one is multiplied by 3 because it's in 3 cups, because we already have 3 cups. Each one has 200. And this one is 4 jugs. It means this one is multiplied by 4. It means 4x. Now, when you add these two together, you'll get 3500 milliliters. Now let's work out this one. 3 times 200 will be 600 plus 4x equals 3,500. Now we take the 600 to the other side by subtraction. So 4x will equal 3,500 minus 600. So 4x will equal 3,500 minus 600 will be 2,900. Okay, 3,500 minus 600 will be 2,900. Good. Now, here, after that, we're going to divide by 4 because 4x is 2,900. We're going to divide this by 4 or take the 4 to the other side by dividing like this. Let me show you here. So x will be 2,900. X will equal 2,900 divide 4. So x will equal, when you divide it, it's going to be 725 milliliters. And this is the amount of milliliters in each jug. So focus on the question because the word each means each one of them. That's why we multiplied this by 3 and we multiplied this by 4. And then we made an equation and we found the value of x using this equation. Focus on the units. They must be the same when you work numbers together. And this is how you answer a question like this. Now let's move on to the next question. Question 10. The diagram shows a kite drawn on a centimeter grid. A centimeter grid, it means 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. Now, on the centimeter grid below, draw a rectangle that has the same area as the kite. So the rectangle here that we're going to draw must have the same area as the kite. This means what? This means first we have to find the area of the kite, and then we're going to work out how do we draw the rectangle here. So first, we're going to find the area of the kite. Now, to find the area of the kite, I'm going to cut the kite into 2 identical triangles like this. So I made the base of this triangle and the base of this triangle. Now, I'm going to find the area of one of the triangles and then multiply it by 2. How do we find the area? First, this line here, how many boxes did it take? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one is 6 centimeters, okay? And the height of this triangle here, the height is 2. The same idea with this triangle because it's identical, so it's 2. So this height is 2. Let's make a line to show you that this is the height. Height 2, height 2, okay? So I have 2 identical triangles. I'm going to find the area of one of the triangles by using the formula, which is half base times height, or base times height divide 2, same idea. So area of triangle, area equals half multiplied by the base multiplied by the height. So the base of the triangle is 6 and the height is 2. So I'm going to multiply 0.5 by 6 by 2. So half base times height. And the final answer will be 0.5 times 6 is going to be 3. 3 times 2 is 6 centimeters squared. So the area of the triangle, one of them is 6 centimeters squared. So the area of the triangle on top is 6 centimeters squared. And this is identical. So the area of the whole shape will be 6 plus 6, which is 12 centimeter squared. Now we found the area of the kite by splitting the triangle or the kite into 2 identical triangles and finding the area of each one of them. Now we're going to draw a rectangle that has a 12 centimeter squared using the grid below here. Now first let me erase these. Let's erase everything. We already know the area of the triangle. Now it's 12 centimeters squared. Now to draw a rectangle that has 12 centimeters squared, each square here is 1 by 1. So each square has a centimeter, has an area of 1 centimeter square. So it means I'm going to draw a rectangle that has 12 squares inside of it. So it's going to be like this, 3, like this, 9, and then 12. So 3 by 4, which is 12, and the area here is 12 centimeters squared. Because it has 12 squares inside of it, so the area is 12 centimeters squared. And this is how you answer a question like this. So focus when you find the area of the kite and then use the area that you found to draw the rectangle that has the same area. Now let's move on to the next question. Question 11, simplify. When you simplify here, it means write as simple as possible. Here we're multiplying the same base numbers with a power of 1 for each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It means the answer will be C and the power will be 6. Because when you multiply, you're going to add the powers together. So it's going to be C power of 6. Now, next question. Simplify this, 2h cubed plus 5h cubed minus h cubed. Now, because all of them have h cubed, which is the same variable, it means we can work out the numbers together. So it's going to be 2 plus 5, which is 7. And then 7 minus 1 will be 6. So the answer will be 6h power of 3. And remember, when you add and subtract, you don't change the powers. When you multiply and divide, you change the powers. Here we're going to expand x, brackets x plus 5. So I'm going to multiply the x here and then multiply it by the 5. So x times x is going to be x power of 2. As we said, when we multiply, we change the powers. And then x times 5 is going to be 5x. And this is the expanding of this part. So x squared plus 5x. Now we're going to factorize. We have 9y minus 12. Let's do it here. So first, let me go down so I can take the space like this. 9y minus 12, we need to factorize. Factorizing means break it down to its prime factors. So the 9 will be 3 times 3, and then we have a y. And the 12 will be, let's say, 2 times 2. I'm sorry. 2 times 2. Let's put it here. Times 3. Because 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. Now we take a look at the numbers we have. We're going to take common ones. So we have the 3 here and only the 3. We're going to take one of them, write it here. And then we open a bracket. Now, what did we leave in the first group? We left 3y. So we write 3y like this. And then what's the sign? It's negative. So we write negative. And then what did we leave here? It's 2 times 2, which is 4. We write it here. And this is the factorizing part of this 9y minus 12. Now let's move on to the next question. Rosanna sells M small bags of marbles and P large bags of marbles. Each small bag contains 15 marbles. Each large bag contains 40 marbles. The total number of marbles that Rosanna sells is T. Write down a formula for T in terms of M and P. Now, when we say write down a formula for T, it means write it T equals. In terms, it means these two must be inside with the formula. So first, let's understand this. Each small bag is M, and each small bag contains 15. So it means we multiply M by 15, it's going to be 15M. So these are the small marbles. And then the large one is P, and each one has 40. It means it's 40P, like this. So this one is the small marbles, and this one is for the large ones. Now, the total number of marbles is T. It means we make it like this. T equals 15M plus 40P, like this. So the total is 15M plus 40P. M is the number of small bags, and P is the number of the large bags. And this is how you write a formula for this question, okay? Now let's move on to the next question. Question 12. Ingrid buys a bag in Sweden. The price of the bag is 1,342 Swedish krona. The price of an identical bag in Finland is 125 euros. Using an exchange rate of this one, 1 euro equals 11 Swedish krona. Work out how much cheaper the bag is in Sweden than it is in Finland. You must give your units or give the units of your answer. It means turn them into krona, all of them, or turn them into euros. It doesn't matter because they will just want you to put the unit that you used. Okay. So let's turn them into krona. Okay. Now 125 euros, I'm going to turn them into krona. I'm going to use this exchange rate. First, I'm going to put it into the boxes of the X method. I like to use the X method because it makes things easier. I just put the units on top of each other and put the numbers inside the boxes. So this is the exchange rate. So here I'm going to use the euros. Let me write it here. And here I'm going to use the Swedish krona. So SK, like this. Okay. So 1 euro, here 1 euro will equal 11 Swedish kronas. I always put the exchange rate on top, same as the map ratios. I always put the map ratio on top. Now I'm gonna put the one I want to turn to the other one. So I want to turn them all into Swedish coronas. So I'm gonna turn this into Swedish coronas, and it's euros. So I'm gonna put it under the euros. So I'll write 125 like this. Now I want to find out how many or how much is it in Swedish coronas. I'm gonna put the X in the middle, multiply the ones connected with the line, and then divide by the other one. So I'm gonna multiply 11 times 125, and the answer is 1375. So this one is 1375. So this one equals 1375 coronas. Now I want to know how much or what's the difference between them or how cheaper it is. So I'm going to subtract them from each other. So 1375 minus 1342. So 1375 minus 1342. And the answer is they are cheaper by 33 Swedish coronas. Now, if you use euros, make sure that you write euros next to it. Okay. And by looking at it, if 1 euro equals 11, it means you just multiply by 11 or divide by 11 to get to yours. So this one I'm going to divide by 11. I'll find out it's 3 yours. And this is how you answer a question like this. So it's okay to write it in Swedish coronas or in euros. Just make sure that you write the unit that you used. And this is how you answer a question like this. Now let's move on to the next question. Hazel is buying a snack and a drink. She can have a bar of chocolate, which is B, or some fruit, F, or a packet of crisps, C, as her snack. She can have orange juice, O, or apple juice, A, or water, W, as her snack, as her drink. I'm sorry. Write down all the possible combinations Hazel can have. It means the ones on top, she can have one of them, and the ones on the bottom, she can have one of them. So you're going to do some combinations or possible outcomes from the ones on top and the ones on the bottom. It means, for example, B goes with O, B with A, B with W, like this. So I'm going to write it here. B O, B A, B W. So this is the idea. Second one, F O, F A, F W. Third one, C O, C A, CW. And these are the combinations or the possible combinations that she can have. One from the top and one from the bottom. And this is how you answer a question like this. Now let's move on to the next question. Question 14. Here we have shape A and shape B. And basically we can see that the shape is upside down. So what happened is most likely it's a rotation. Now let's read the question. Describe fully the single transformation that maps shape A onto shape B. How did A become B? Now, when we look back at the shape, we will notice that it's obviously rotation. It's obviously rotation. It's not reflection. Um, it's not reflection. It's not enlargement. It's the same size. So it's obviously a rotation. Now, so we're gonna say it's rotation, and basically, if this part came here, it's a 90 degrees, but it came down, so it's 180 because they are the opposite of each other. So it's 180 rotation. Now, with 180 rotation, you don't have to say clockwise or anti-clockwise because both of them are the same. If it's 90 or 270, you must say, is it clockwise or anti-clockwise? Now, we're gonna try to find the center of rotation by connecting the corresponding points. For example, this point here is the same as this point on the shape because it's on the bottom of the shape. So this one is the same as this one. Now this one, the one in the pit here, is the same as the one in the pit here. So when you connect the corresponding points, this one on top here is the one on top here. This one from the inside is the same on the one from the inside. So when you connect the points together, you'll find out that these points are meeting in one point. The point that they meet is the center of rotation. The coordinates of this point is 0, 0. So the center of rotation is 0, 0. So you're going to say rotation. Let's do it like this. Rotation. As we said, 180 degrees. You don't have to mention the clockwise or anti-clockwise. And then you say center 0, 0. Like this. So this is how you describe single transformations. Or you can say the origin. You can say the center 0, 0 or the origin. And these points will show the one who's correcting that you found out the origin by connecting the corresponding points. Now let's move on to the next question. On the grid, reflect shape A in the line with equation x equals -1. First, let's draw the line and then we will reflect shape A on it. This is shape A. The line is x equals -1. So let's take a look. X equals -1. This is x, or the x-axis, and these are the negative parts. So this is -1. It means the line is crossing the -1 part of the x-axis, so it's over here. So this is the mirror. X equals -1. Now we're going to reflect this shape on the mirror here. First, we're going to find each point alone. So first, corresponding points, as we said, this point here, we find the distance between the mirror and the point, which is 3 lines or 3 boxes. It means we make the same on the opposite side. After 3 boxes, we put a point. Same idea with this point. We notice that 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. So the same 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. Now focus on this. Don't care about the y-axis anymore. Focus on the mirror only. Now, this point here, same idea. 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. This point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This point here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the last point, which is this one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then after putting all the points, you just have to connect them with a line to make the new shape. So the new shape will be over here, like this. So focus when you reflect. First, find the place of the mirror. And after finding the place of the mirror, check the distance between the mirror line and the points, and then find it on the opposite side of the mirror, and then put the points and then connect them together to find the place of the new shape. Now, let's move on to the next question. We've done this completely. Yes. Question 15. Use your calculator to work out the value of this. Now, write down all the figures on your calculator display. It means put the whole thing in the calculator as it is, and then write down what you got in the calculator. So I'm going to use my calculator, do it the same way it is on the paper. So I'm going to make a fraction line on the top, on the numerator, 5.21 plus 6.37, and then in the denominator 9.8. Now I use the arrow to go out of the fraction, push plus, and then 8.3, and then power of 2, and then I push equals to find the number. Now I'm going to write all the numbers that I got in the calculator: 70.0716, and then 3265. This is what I got in my calculator, and this is the correct answer. And this is how you answer a question like this. Make sure that you write the same exact thing on the paper in the calculator and then push equals. Now let's move on to the next question. Question 16. The universal set is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So it's from 1 to 10. We have set A 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, and set B 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10. Now complete the Venn diagram for this information. Now the numbers from 1 to 10, let's finish them using the Venn diagram. We're not going to use it to answer any questions, so it's okay if we do it like this, okay? So first, let's take a look at set A and B. Check what's common between them. Now, when you look at them, you'll find out that we have a 2 here and a 2 here. It means you can write it in the middle here. Now, the common ones should be in the middle between the sets. And then we have 8, 8. So this is an 8, this is an 8. So you write 1, 8 in the middle, common between them. And then there's a 7, yes, 7, 7. So 7, 7. Make sure that you look at all the numbers, okay? Now, after writing these and putting a line on them so I don't use them anymore, I look at A, I left 3 and 9. There's nothing common between A and B anymore. So I have 3 and 9. I'm going to write it in A, so 3 and 9. And then I have 1, 4, 5, 10 in set B. So 1, 4, 5, 10, like this. I can put spaces between them like this, and like this. Okay, 1, 4, 5, and 10. Now I finished set A and B. Now I look at the universal set. The numbers that I took or used, I can put lines on them so I don't use them anymore. I have 1, I used it, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I use the 6? I didn't use the 6. I used 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I only left the 6. So I'm going to write the 6 in the universal set over here. And by that, I completed the Venn diagram for this information. Focus on the numbers in common first. Always start with the ones in common, and then finish the rest of the sets, and then finish the universal set, and you'll do well, okay? Now let's move on to the next question. Question 17. Here are some integers where A is smaller than B, and it's smaller than C, and it's smaller than D. So it means they are already in order. They are already put in order. The mode of the integers is 9. So what's the meaning of mode? The mode means the most common number. Very good. So it's obvious that D is the mode here. It means D is 9. This is the first thing we're going to do. So the mode is 9. Good. Now, after finding the mode, which is 9, I'm going to find the rest of the numbers. Here they said that the median of the integers is 8. The median is 8. What's the meaning of the median? Very good. Median means when you add the numbers, divide them by 2, you'll get the data that is in the middle. So the median is the number in the middle. Now, the last one says that the range of the data or the range is 4. What's the meaning of range? Very good. Range means what? It means the difference between the biggest number and the smallest number. The biggest number is 9 and the smallest one is 8. So We're saying that 9 minus A will equal 4. This is the meaning of range. Now I want A alone. So I'll take the A to this side. So I will get, and the 4 to the other side. So I'll switch them. So 9 minus 4 equals A. So A equals 5. Very good. So by that, I found the value of A. So A equals 5. Now this one is 5. So I found the value of A. I found the value of D. D is the mode. Already did it. And then I found the range, which is 4. So 9 minus 5 is 4. Now, to find the rest of the data, let's take a look at this one. The median of the integers is 8. The median is 8. And as we said, the meaning of median is what? The meaning of median is when you have, here we have an even number data, which is 6 numbers. Now, if you have 6 numbers, it means you have to add 1 to the data and then divide it by 2 to find the median. Now, 6 plus 1 equals 7. Okay, 7 equals 7. And 7, when you divide it by 2, it's going to be, yes, good, 3.5. 3.5 means the number or the median is in the middle between 3 and 4. So this is the median here. So it means when you add the C and the D and you divide them by 2, you will get 8. So this means that when you add this and divide them by 2, you'll get 8. So let's do it here. Let's say C plus 9, okay? Divide 2 equals 8. Divide 2. This is the meaning of median. When you add these and divide them by 2, you'll get 8. Equals 8. Now I'm going to take the 2 to the other side by multiplying. So 2 multiplied here. So C plus 9 will equal 16. Now I'm going to take the 9 to the other side. So C equals 16 minus 9. So C equals 16 minus 9 is 7. This means that C is 7. Now I found the value of C. Now I have A, I have C, I have D. Now I'm going to try to find B. Basically, when I look at the data, this is 5 and this is 7. And I already know that B is in the middle between A and C. It's between A and C. Now, what's between the 5 and the 7? Very good. It's 6. This means that B equals 6. Now, I write them here. A will equal 5. B will equal 6. C will equal 7. And D will equal 9. And this is how you answer a question like this. So focus on the information that you have here. Focus on every single information and use it in the correct way to find the value of the variables. Now let's move on to the next question. This is 17. Let's do question 18. On the grid, draw and label with its equation the straight line with equation. So we have y equals 1, x equals 2, and x plus y equals 7. Now, let's write them here. Each line is alone, so y equals 1, x equals 2, x plus y equals 7. So each line is alone. Let's draw them here, okay? Okay, let's do it here. So I want to do it here so we can do the rest of the question, okay? Like this, yes. As we said, we need the space, yes. Let's zoom out a little bit. Okay. So y equals 1. The line y equals 1, it means it's cutting the y-axis in number 1. It means the line will go that way, like this. This is y equals 1, okay? Second line, x equals 2. It means it's cutting the x-axis in number 2. So this is number 2, and it's cutting the x-axis here, like this. So this is y equals 1. You have to write the equation of the line here, y equals 1. And this one is x equals 2. Let's write it here, x equals 2. Okay. Now, the last line is x plus y equals 7. It means every time you add the x and the y, you have 7. You can give variables for x to find y. So, for example, if x is 1, if x is 1, okay, let's write it like this. Yeah, if x is 1, y will be, very good, 6 to make it 7. If x is 2, y will be 5. Very good, to make it 7. If x is 3, y will be 4. Good. So I'm giving variables or giving values for x, and then I find y because the equation is easy to find. I don't have to do the steps. I understand how to do it. So if this one, if x is 4, it means y is 3 because the answer must be 7 all the time. If x is 5, y will be, very good, 2 to equal 7. If x is 6, y will be 1 to make it 7. Now I have the coordinates of the points. I have the x's and the y's. So the first point is 1 and 6. So I find the point which is 1 on the x-axis and 6 on the y-axis, which is over here. And then second one, 2 and 5. So 2 and 5 here. Good. Because it's a straight line, I can jump to the last one, which is x equals 6, y equals 1. So x is 6, y is 1 is over here. Okay, so I can make a straight line connecting these points together like this. And this is the line of x plus y equals 7, like this. So I write the equation next to it. X plus y equals 7. Y equals 7. Now I found the three lines, x equals 2, y equals 1, and x plus y equals 7. Now I'm going to answer question B. Show by shading on the grid the region that satisfies all three of the inequalities. So first, we need y bigger than 1. So y bigger than 1, it means which side? Let's come on the line and do it. So this is the y equals 1, and bigger than 1 is on this side. So it means this side here. This is y bigger than 1. Now, the next one is x bigger than 2. X bigger than 2. This is the x equals 2. It means this side is bigger than 2. So this side here, all of this is bigger than 2. And the last one, x plus y equals to 7 or less. It means it's not bigger than 7. It means it's not that way because this way x plus y will be bigger than 7. But here, this is bigger than, this is equal to 7, and this one is less than 7 this way. It means the shaded part should be that part. So I'm going to shade the triangle inside. I can't find a triangle, so I'll shade it manually. Yes. So the shaded part is over here. Let's make it orange. Yes, like this. So this is the shaded part, like this, like this. It should be this triangle here. Let me do it that way. Yes, so it should be the triangle. Now let me cover it using this. It should be the whole triangle like this. Yes. Try not to go outside of it. But for me, it's okay because I'm using the laptop. It's not easy to shade. But it's obvious that the triangle is the part that they are looking for, which has to be shaded. And then you just label it with the letter R like this. And this is how you answer a question like this. So this is the region that they want you to shade. And this is how you answer a question like this. This is the rest of the question. This is another question. That's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.